I'd like to call to order the February 27th meeting of the Code Enforcement and Nuisance Board at City Hall Chambers. Roll call.
Dearbone.
Here.
Holman.
Here.
Gonzalez.
Here.
Harmon.
Here.
All right, we will now have our approval of the minutes. Do we have any comments, or otherwise we can entertain a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll move to approve. Second.
Harmon, Holman. Roll call.
Dearbone.
Yes.
Holman.
Yes.
Gonzalez.
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
Staff will stand so they can be sworn in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, thank you. Madam Clerk?
Agenda item 2024-7 is an appeal to citation in the amount of $804.98, case number 2023-5794, for the property located at 602 Fairdale Avenue. Owner is Gino Metlow. Mr. Okay. Mr. Metlow is present, and Officer Brad Shagaratsky will present the case.
Mr. Metlow, if you will hang on 1 second, he's going to present the case, and we'll bring you up for you.
Thank you all so much. I appreciate it.
This case is the result of proactive inspections by staff throughout the city during the week of December 4th of 2023. Prohibited and illegal temporary signs are removed throughout the city on a daily basis by city staff in their regular course of duties. Multiple signs for a psychic reading business were observed and removed by staff during this time. On 12/8/23, a third or greater offense citation was issued, posted at the offending business, and sent to the PVA listed owner and address. The listed compliance date was 12/18/23. The violations listed on the citation were removal of prohibited signs, signs in the right-of-way, snipe signs, and off-premise advertising. The pictures on the screen there are of the signs that were removed in that time frame that resulted in this citation being issued. On 12/8/23, Mr. Gino Metlow, property owner for the business at the Fairdale location, called and we spoke for an extended period of time. Mr. Metlow stated that he was not in town and family members of his must have put the signs out without his knowledge. He has told them not to put out any more signs and asked that the fine be waived. I explained the appeals process and that I am not able to remove or waive fines. He must appeal the citation according to ordinance. He asked for the city attorney's phone number, saying he was going to give her a call and see if he could have the citation removed. Mr. Metlow asked why we were picking on his business and not pulling signs of other businesses in the city. I told him that we enforce the ordinance equitably and pull many signs of all businesses in violation across the city on a daily basis. Mr. Metlow then sent me several text messages with pictures of temporary signs in the city, all of which we did go out and remove. It should be noted to the board that this is the fourth citation for this business placing temporary signs illegally throughout the city. On the screen, you'll see a notice of violation that was sent to the property owner and the business on 2/21/2022, informing them of the temporary sign ordinance due to ongoing violations throughout the city, and explaining that citations would be issued for each individual sign for continuing violations. You'll see the 3 citations there were issued on March 11th of 22, September 29th of 22, and July 7th of 23. During those 3 citation periods, city staff had removed a total of 14 illegal signs, and a search of our system shows that we have removed at least 83 illegal or prohibited signs from this company in just the last 5 years. After receiving the citation back on July 7th of 23, Mr. Metlow had called to explain a personal situation he was dealing with and asked for the fines to be waived. I explained I could not waive fees or fines, but I was glad he called so that I could explain the sign ordinance due to the ongoing violations from his business. He also asked to speak with the NCS department head and the city attorney at that time as well. Mr. Metlow stated at the time that he had a stack of mail from us but hadn't opened it or read any of it due to the situation he was dealing with. I told him that in those I was clearly explaining where temporary signs could and could not be placed in all documentation in an effort to help him comply with the ordinance. And at that time in July of 23, he stated after our conversation that he understood the rules and would not continue to violate the ordinance. So our request is to uphold the citation and fine.
I've got one question real quick, and I should know, and I'm ashamed I don't know. What's a snipe sign?
So on the pictures here on the on the screen. So you've got signs that are attached to a pole, a stake, a tree, something that the sign doesn't have its own stand to be on. So these signs here are all on public, stop signs or street signs or phone poles, versus signs like the ones that we had issued the citation for at the beginning there, where they have the little metal bracket. So those are just off-premise advertising, because they're not attached to someone else's stand, basically.
All right, Mr. Metlow, if you will raise your hand so I can swear you in. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
All right. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, first of all, I really don't have much to, talk about on this matter. The thing about it is, I think this is just a miscommunication. The first signs that you do see on the poles, you fine me for them. We try to take care of the fines. Then I was underneath the assumption that if we do put them not on the poles in their own stake, that it's okay. Not, they're not strapped to another pole sign. So that's where that happened. Then we paid for those. Then we did have an arrangement that we said, you know what, I agree, that's fine, I'll stop doing what we gotta do. My wife had cancer. We've been in Louisville going to doctors at U of L. My family was running the business at the time. I never got to tell them about this. So when I left, they did happen to put signs that I did not know about. So when I found out, I seen the signs, the citations, they found out, I told them that's not right not to do it anymore, and since then, there has not been any more signs. And that's where I'm at. The only thing I ask is, if you committee would help me with this, is it's just the fines, I realize not to do them anymore. The signs will not be placed there anymore. I give you my word on that. They're completely done with. They're a little too much for me to afford at the moment. If there's anything that you all could do to try to help me lower the cost to pay the fines, I would gladly do my best to try to take care of it. And as far as proceeding with signage, stick signs and things like that, we won't do that anymore.
Brad, do you have a date when the last sign was pulled?
Yes, sir. The most recent signs were December 5th, 9:30 in the morning or so.
And has Mr. Metlow or anybody paid for any of the previous citations?
Currently, it looks like outstanding is the last citation for 60475 has penalties of an interest of $20.20 for a total of $524.95. And then the most recent citation on appeal in front of you now is 804.98. So the total of the two of those over $1,300, but the most recent one prior to this is still outstanding.
And so, Mr. Medlow, I take it that the stack of papers of mail that you came back to were the citations and all that information, and your family did not open those while you were gone?
Yeah, it wasn't there until I got back. So that's kind of where I'm at this moment. It's kind of difficult for me. We are a small business. It's hard. I know I'm not trying to ask anything of anybody. It's just we did go through a difficult time. Thank God everything is okay now. She's all right now. Everything is good. We came back home and we're taking back over everything. And as far as the stick signs go, they won't. As far as the outstanding balance, at the time that I was going through with the outstanding balance, I was paying something towards it when I can. And I think I talked to Ms. Hilltower about that. And she said, if you're paying something towards it and trying to make a payment, I'm not going to do nothing about it. Then I said, okay, when I can make a payment, I'll make a payment to try to lower it. Then while I was in the process of that one, these new ones came out on me. And that's where I'm trying to see if we could try to help out with the new ones.
Board have any other questions for Mr. Metlow or Brad? Does anyone have a motion they want to make?
I'll go ahead. I'll make the motion to oppose the citation and a fine in the amount of $804.98.
Second.
Harmon, Holman, roll call.
Beerbone,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
So the fine and the citation are upheld.
Oh, they are?
Yes, sir.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. God bless you. I really appreciate
That
it.
means you'll still have to pay the fine for this one,
Yeah, the $500 one, right?
the $804.
Oh, so I still have to pay the $800?
Yes.
Okay, what about the other fine? So all the fines are still there then, basically?
All the fines are still there, yes, sir.
Okay, all right, well, it's okay. Well, God bless you anyway. I appreciate it. Thank you
God
so
bless you
much
as
for everything. So as far as this, I can make a payment arrangement or something with them?
Yeah, if you,
With Hillary Hightower.
Okay, I'll talk to you. Thank you very much.
sir. Now moving to new business.
Agenda item 2024-8. This is a code compliance case, a request for authorization to issue a second per-day fine citation, case number 2022-8311, for the property located at 1314 15th Avenue East. The owner is Nep Leap. Officer Heather Lashley will present the case.
Good evening. This case was the result of a proactive inspection on December 28, 2022. During the inspection, the following violations were observed: accessory structures in disrepair, missing or inadequate glazing, missing or inadequate protective treatment, dilapidated fences and walls. A notice of violation was sent to the PVA-listed owner and address on that date with a compliance reinspection date of January 30th, 2023. Citations were issued on August 9th, 2023, August 24th, 2023, and September 6th, 2023. The following violations were listed on the citation issued on September 6th, 2023. Accessory structures in disrepair, missing or inadequate glazing, missing or inadequate protective treatment, dilapidated fences and walls, accumulation of junk, scrap metal, and accumulation of construction, demolition, or landscaping debris. Accumulation of rubbish or garbage, and exterior use or storage of indoor furniture. At the October 2023 Code Enforcement and Nuisance Board hearing, a request was approved for issuance of a per-day fine citation for this property, and a $100 per day fine citation was issued on November 7, 2023. It was posted on the property and sent by first class and certified mail to the PVA-listed owner and address. The 60-day period has now elapsed and the property remains in violation. As of February 27th, 2024, this case has been open for 427 days. And you'll see the pictures there, and at the end of the presentation, you'll see the pictures that I took today, and everything is pretty much the same way and has remained the same way since the first per-day fine citation was issued.
Has there been any, anything from the owner, any?
No communication at all.
Okay.
I've noticed in the past when I have posted citations, he kind of peeps. I've seen him, see me out there, and he kind of jets off and runs away.
So he is still inhabited?
There is somebody still there, yes.
Okay. I will make a motion to authorize the issuance of a per-day fine citation in the amount of $100 to run for a period of 60 days or until in compliance.
Second.
Dearbone, Holman, roll call.
Beerbone,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
Agenda item 2024-9 is for planning and zoning. This is a request for authorization to issue a second per-day fine citation for case number 2022-3709. The property is located at 1432 Campbell Lane, and the owner is BSSCC Properties LLC. And James Hetty will present the case.
Yes, good evening. Unfortunately, as you can see, there hadn't been any change on this property. The per-day request was back September 26 on 2023. We started the per-day, the 60 per-day fine on October the 19th, and re-inspected and revisited February the 20th. I went by today, and it appears the same way. There hadn't been any movement towards compliance, and requesting a second per day fine.
I've got one question. I noticed in the notes that Public Works is dealing with this property too, or what's the status of their actions, do you know?
I don't know what the status is on theirs. I know it was emailed back and forth, so they were aware of this property.
Questions or discussions from the board?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to implement the second per day fine, the amount of $100, to run for a period of 60 days or until in compliance.
Second. Harmon, Dearborn, roll call?
Dearborn,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any comments or announcements? Our next meeting will be Tuesday, March 26th, and if nothing else, we'll motion for adjournment. I will accept a motion to adjourn.
So made.
Harmon, and I'll second that. Dearborn, roll call?
Dearborn,
Yes.
Holman,
Yes.
Gonzalez,
Yes.
Harmon.
Yes.
We are adjourned.